Dear one, as we approach or we're at the beginning, the new beginning of the turning of the sun and the turning of the earth around the sun, and the whole cycle of 365 days, starting over again right now, new beginnings. Though the moon is growing in fullness, the moon is waxing, and all of my prayers for my new moon ceremonies are coming into fruition in ways that I don't even know. I invite you to consider where you are in your life as these so-called turbulent times, this last year of 2020 being pretty turbulent, continuing on into turbulence for me anyway. I invite you to dive deep into who you truly are, into your heart space. I invite you to become aware of all of the spiritual helpers and the physical helpers, so the physical and non-physical helpers that you have in your life. Become aware of that and have gratitude for all things that brought you to this moment right now. We are in a very, very special time. And though the last few months for me were very turbulent, ups and downs and ups and downs and downs and ups and downs and ups, and even yesterday, and certain things seemed to trigger me into more of my mud, more of my darkness, more of my shadow, that I really don't even have words for, because I believe they were learned in pre-verbal life, my pre-verbal life. In other words, when I was born until I started to speak, or until I learned language, probably the first 5 years of my life, 4 years of my life. A lot of what's coming up for me right now is nonverbal defense mechanisms, or stuff that got stuffed down very, very early in my life that's coming up. It's coming up so that I can feel it, so I can look at it, so that I can maybe compare it to other habits that I have that are ready to be released, felt and released. And I'm inviting you to do the same, to take some time every day to be quiet with yourself, with this heart, with your heart, this heart that keeps you alive, this heart that started beating from what I just learned from Greg Braden. Your heart started beating the moment your soul entered it, because that is a real mystery still to science. When is it, or why is it? What happens that triggers the heart to start beating when all those heart cells are growing in the fetus, and the heart is the first to awaken? And therefore, why not get in touch with this amazing organ that's been with you, that some say holds the heart, or houses, not the heart, the soul, houses the soul, our soul. Of course, our soul is everywhere all the time, and infinite and never ending, never dying, never being born. However, in the physical realms of our life, the heart is the place to go for that. I am really hoping that the next year, 2021, which is turning, the clock is turning to that soon, in the next few days, that I and you and the humanity begin to embrace this beautiful organ in our heart, in our body, in our heart. Embrace this and learn to connect this brain that has two hemispheres, a left and a right hemisphere. Learn to connect it to the heart space, so there's coherence. And that will make our lives and your life and all lives much easier, much easier to go with the flow when you're coming from your heart. I just realized, or learned again from Greg Braden, that the duality that we live of good and bad and left and right and yes and no and black and white is coming always from this place, from the left brain to the right brain, because this is a duality in itself. We have We have two sides to our brain. So our brain is the organ that really functions in duality, in good and bad, and yes and no, and masculine and feminine, and making sides, taking sides, because we have two sides to our thoughts, to our brain. We don't have that in our heart. Our heart doesn't have duality. It has unity, it has oneness, it has our soul. So I invite you, as I'm inviting myself by offering this video right now, to become more aware of my head and my heart and my thoughts and my feelings, and bringing them together into a coagulation of kindness, compassion, caring, seeing myself in you, you seeing yourself in me, and all of us seeing each other as one heart, one being, all living on this planet that loves us. Mother Earth loves us. And it's time for us to love ourselves. And that way we really can feel our Mother Earth's love. All the best to you in 2021. And I'm sure I'll see you again, or you'll see me again on another video. But until then, be well. Remember to breathe. And look into connecting head to heart, heart to head into coherence. Be well.